So it's been about 2 weeks since Star Wars Battlefront the Classic Collection was released, and here we are now, 2 weeks later, where the game still did not get any updates whatsoever. Now, before I do get started with this video, I do want to clarify that the PC version of the Classic Collection, it did get an emergency update like a few days after the game launched, but for some reason, the console versions still did not get any patches 2 weeks later. Now, some of you folks may remember this, but when Aspire released a statement saying that they're releasing patch updates, they said that they had to go through some kind of verification process for the console versions for PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Now, I just want to throw this out there just as a reminder. Do you all remember the Cyberpunk 2077 fiasco that was unfolding back in 2020 and 2021? Where the game was so bad, it was removed from the PlayStation digital stores 1 week after launch. And of course, CD Projekt Red, they were releasing hot fixes and patches like crazy, like every few days or so. But for some reason, Aspire, it's taken them 2 weeks, if not even longer, just to release patches for the consoles. I want to pull up Metacritic here really quick, just to give you folks a reminder of where the game currently stands. If we look at the Metascore, it's sitting at a 62, and then if we look at the user score, it's sitting at a low 2.6. Now, of course, I do want to throw this out there just for the giggles and all, but if some of you folks pay close attention to Metacritic for this game the last few days, you can tell that this game actually dropped to a 2.5 at one point because the game has just been seriously that badly received by everybody. And yet, Aspire, once again, has just completely dropped the ball here. It's been made very clear that Aspire is not doing their damn jobs, and they're just sitting there with thumbs up their asses, and they're sitting there with their dicks in their hands, just letting the game rot away in its grave. And people are wondering, where is the update that you promised for consoles and PC? It's been 2 weeks. 2 damn weeks. And of course, there are still no patches. Now, once again, the patches for PC are up, but they're still not available for consoles. Folks, I think that we can all agree that at this rate, with Star Wars Battlefront, the Classic Collection, the current state that it is, and the current direction that the developers are going forward in here, it's just been made very clear that they're not going to do anything to fix this game. They're just going to do the cut and run strategy. And I'm just going to say this right now. If they do release any patches for this game, it's going to be too little too late. The damage has already been done, and at this rate, I don't think people are going to be waiting for patches for weeks, if not months or years on end. I don't think people are going to be waiting anymore just to play a game that should have not had any issues at launch, especially because we are in the year 2024 where these problems should not be happening, and yet they still are. So, Aspire, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. So, I figured I'd give you folks a little bit of an update of what's going on with Star Wars Battlefront the Classic Collection. It's been 2 weeks, and there are still no patches for the consoles, and there's still no sign of Aspire giving us patches for the consoles. So, I figured I'd make a video just to give you folks a little bit of an update of what's going on with the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection game. So far, there's still not been a peep from Aspire, and there are still no fixes for the Classic Collection. At this rate, I think it's safe to say that it's time to abandon ship and we go back to Helldivers 2. So with this being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. And until next time, I'm talking about the disastrous state of Star Wars Battlefront the Classic Collection once again. And I'll see you all later.